Ladies and gentlemen, we now present George Edwards in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Why, Margaret, where are you off to?
Hugh, oh, don't stop me now. Let me go, please.
But there's something the matter. Why, you're crying, Margaret.
Just let me go. There's nothing you can do.
Are you quite sure? Let me find you a cab or something. I can't leave you like this. Won't you tell me what's happened?
Oh, I'm so ashamed of myself, crying in the street. Everybody's turning to look at me.
Oh, forget about that. You just tell me what's the matter. You've got me very worried.
There's nothing to worry about. It's just that I met Henry, and it rather upset me. Oh, Hugh, I'm so glad it's you I met. You're so comforting.
Well, I'm jolly glad of that, because you look as though you're in need of a little comfort. Why, look, here's the little tea shop. How would you like to go in there for a while? Looks nice and cozy. You can sit there and tell me all about it.
All right, let's go then.
Good girl. Now, what do you have? Tea and buns?
Oh, tea and anything. Just so long as I can sit here for a while and get control of myself.
Oh, you'll do that all right. Come along now. Tell me all about it.
Oh, it's silly of me. I suppose I should have known. But it's the one thing I never dreamed of.
What is?
That Henry should have fallen in love with someone else.
What?
That's it.
Who told you this?
He did. I've just left him. We've been sitting in those little gardens at the end of the street.
If anybody had told me but you, Margaret, I'd said I was dreaming.
Then you don't know anything about it?
Absolutely nothing.
He's never said anything to you?
Well, I knew he had some strange sort of idea after his illness about not getting married.
Yes, I know that. We had a long talk about 3 months ago. He told me then that he felt he had no right to marry me or any other woman. He spoke as if there was some sort of blight on him, as though some terrible thing had happened that set him apart from all other men.
But I thought he'd got over that. He's been tons better lately. Had 1 or 2 remarkable successes in his work, and that seemed to do him no end of good.
Yes, he is looking better. But perhaps that isn't only due to his work.
What do you mean?
Well, if there's this other woman...
Oh, I can't believe it.
Then why would he say it?
Goodness only knows. I've been Henry's best friend for a long time now. I've given up asking why about him. Here's our tea. Good, sane, honest tea. We'll have a cup or 2 of that, and then you can tell me the rest of the story.
I think you know most of it, Hugh. Ever since we've been children, Henry and I seem to accept the fact that one day we'd be married. Oh, but perhaps I was wrong. I might have thought he cared for me, and all the while...
Nonsense. I know how Henry felt about you. There's never been anyone else. I don't believe there ever can be.
Then who is this other woman he's talking about?
I don't know. But the first chance I get, I'll ask him.
No, please don't.
Yes, I will. I can't see you going around with so much unhappiness in your eyes and not do something about it.
I don't think you'll be able to do much about it, Hugh.
Confound the fellow. I'd like to wring his neck.
Dear old Hugh. Drink your tea while it's hot and tell me all about yourself and Nancy. When are you going to be married? At least let me enjoy the thought of your happiness.
Well, all being well, we plan to take the plunge in about a fortnight.
So soon? Of course. I'm forgetting that I've been away for ages. And where are you going for your honeymoon?
Nowhere original. Believe it or not, we're going walking through the lake country.
It should be marvelous up there now. But anywhere it should be marvelous. On a honeymoon.
Oh, I say, I'm sorry. What a clumsy ass I am. What do I want to go talking about that for?
You didn't. I asked you. I'm the one who's the fool, Hugh. Henry made things perfectly clear to me ages ago. I deliberately sought him out today and forced him to tell me what he did. It serves me right. I should have had more pride.
Oh, pride be hanged. I admire you for doing it. Must have taken a lot of courage. Not one woman in 1,000 would have done it.
That's nice of you. I feel I need a little of that sort of thing. My vanity's had rather a bad time, you know.
Vanity, nothing. If Henry's mad enough to prefer someone else to you, that's just his bad judgment.
I wonder who on earth she can be.
I don't know. But I'll find out just as soon as ever I can. Hello, Peter. Any idea where Dr. Jekyll is?
Oh, he was here about 5 minutes ago. I think I heard him say something about checking through some lists of supplies that came in from the drugstore.
Oh, probably in the dispensary. I'll have a look. Have things been busy today?
Busy? Oh, that's not the word for it. 42 cases in the outpatient department alone.
Made me feel ashamed I wasn't here to lend a hand. But I met an old friend and stayed talking.
Oh, that must have been nice.
Wasn't a bit nice. She's a very rare and splendid person. Just taken a particularly bad knock. Sometimes human souls need a little attention as much as human bodies, Peters, my dear.
I'm sorry.
I don't apologize. I know what you must have been thinking. You look terribly tired. Can't you finish up and go home?
There's a good hour's more work to be got through here, and then at least half a dozen people to be visited before I get home.
Henry and I flatter ourselves we do most of the hard work around this clinic. But if we didn't have you to carry on where we left off...
Listen, none of your blarney, Dr. Lanyon. Save that for Nancy. Oh, by the way, she left a message for you. She couldn't wait till you got back, as she had to go and have some dresses fitted. She wants you to meet her at Marble Arch at 5 o'clock.
Oh, I'll have to hurry then.
Oh, don't go without seeing Dr. Jekyll. I know he wants to discuss something with you.
Good old Peters. You forget nothing, do you?
Yes, and that's what I get for it. Good old Peters.
Why, Peters, dear, what's the matter?
What do you think's the matter? Just because I work here like a cart horse doesn't mean that I've got no further ambitions than a load of straw.
Ambitions? Of course, I know there's neither honor nor glory here.
That's not what I mean. I'm not talking about material things.
What is it, then?
Oh, I suppose I'm a stupid old maid, but somehow the sight of Nancy going off this afternoon to have her wedding dress tried on, looking so happy and so pretty, and me left here to dress leg ulcers and carbuncles.
Peters, darling.
Oh, don't take any notice of me. I'm sorry. I'll get over it. I'm tired, I suppose.
Of course you're tired. You'll have to have a holiday. I'll speak to Henry about it.
Don't you dare. Don't you ever dare mention what I just said to you, or I'll walk out of this clinic and I'll never come back again.
Well, I'll be...
Hello there. I say, what have you been saying to Peters? I met her running along the passage as though all Nick were after her.
It's what she's been saying to me, rather. But she doesn't want it discussed, so let's forget it.
All right. By the way, where have you been? We need you rather badly down here this afternoon.
I was talking to Margaret.
Margaret? Where did you meet her?
Not far from the place where she's been talking to you. Henry, what's at the bottom of this breach between you two?
I told you. I told you months ago.
You're a sick man, then. You made you believe there might have been some reason for your not getting married. But those weren't the reasons you gave Margaret this afternoon.
What do you mean?
Did she? She told me everything. Henry, old man, it isn't true, is it?
What are you talking about?
There isn't any other woman, is there?
How do you know?
Because I know how you feel about her. Don't think I haven't seen the look on your face when anybody mentions her name. There's no one else in the world for you but her, and I told her so.
You what?
I told her so. I suppose you had some sort of reason for telling her different.
I had some sort of reason? Of course I had, you blundering idiot. How dare you interfere in my private affairs? If I told her one thing, what right had you to say anything different?
Henry, I'm awfully sorry.
I should think you would be. Do you think I did it lightly without knowing all the consequences? And now you come along and undo all that I've done.
She was so unhappy.
Well, what if she was? Isn't it better to know the truth and live in a fool's paradise?
Then it is the truth?
Yes. Yes, the truth.
Then I can only apologize all over again. I feel that... No, I can't tell you how I feel.
That's all right. You meant well. I know that. And of course, you weren't expected to know.
The longer I know you, Henry, old man, the less I seem to understand.
I know, but bear with me. You don't understand the position I'm in. If I were to lose your friendship...
Oh, you'll never do that. I know, Henry. Can I say just one thing more?
Go ahead.
Are you going to be happy this time? I mean, are you going to be married?
Why do you ask that?
I've got two reasons. One of them is that I think it would be very good for you. The other is Margaret.
Well, what do you mean?
I think, if you'll forgive me for saying so, if you were married to somebody else, she might possibly find happiness with John Fairley.
You think so?
I don't think she will, as long as there's a hope for you.
Yes, I think you're right. I'll ask the lady if she'll marry me. I'll do it right away.
Do I know her?
Very well. Very well indeed.
Excuse me, Doctor, but I find I can get away sooner than I expected.
Oh.
Do you mind if I go now?
Come in, Nurse Peters, and shut the door.
Yes.
I've got something to say to you. I told you that you knew her, Hugh. Well, here she is.
What? Well, what are you talking about?
You, my dear. Dr. Lanyon has been chiding me with my bad behavior, Nurse Peters. I have the honor to ask you to be my wife.